Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Rex Matriarchs a little bit, going over my thoughts on them and opinions, as well as a couple of the things that I missed making videos on in the past few weeks or so. Sorry I haven't been making videos too much. I actually was building a new computer recently, which took a little while for me to get all my video making software back on here, but I was finally able to secure myself a 3090, which I'd been waiting on to build myself a new PC. And the main reason I really wanted a new PC was because my old one had been having issues for quite a while with random blue screens getting WHEA, uncorrectable error for no reason. And it just had a couple of strange issues like that. I'd tried changing the motherboard, or not the motherboard, but the RAM and a couple of different things. But when I was thinking about what else it could be, the motherboard, the CPU, I was like, might as well just build a new PC. But with all the freaking crazy amounts of shortages on graphics cards, it was really hard to get one. But I actually managed to get one from the EVGA Q, which I signed up for in October. So yeah. Got a brand new PC working now, and it's very nice, very, very fast, and I've been enjoying that quite a bit. But anyways, enough about me. Back at the full capacity now. I've got all my software on here, and I can get back to making the videos and stuff. I am still working on that other goal that I've mentioned several times now that I'm hoping to get finished by summer or so. I have still been playing here and there, getting working on that. And I have done a little bit of this new boss that just came out yesterday on Monday. The let me see, where are they? The Rex Matriarchs, and I got to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed with them. I guess I'll head through the portal here. The first thing is, like, where does this portal take you? Because it is just in the middle of this dungeon place, and I don't know. It's kind of random. Like, I don't know where the entrance to this place is exactly, or what even it is in here. Like, is this related to the Carapac quest? I don't know. We have a teleportation device. Does this take me outside? I actually haven't walked around here at all, but there's a lot of gates as well. Okay, so this is just some completely random spot on Anachronia. I guess they have called this the Spirit Grove of the Rex Matriarchs, so that, like, you're going underneath there, and the trees are a different color, but definitely a weird place to have a boss, especially, I don't know, like, it's clearly just completely catered to the fact that the PVM hub exists now, and you'll never have to come here on your own, really. It appears to be locked with no obvious key in sight, but it does have one of the runes or whatever, one of the symbols from Orthan up there. So that makes me kind of wonder if there's some way of getting these open, but I haven't read anything about that. It doesn't look like there's anything back there, most importantly, but still, maybe something that we'll have to do with that in the future, or maybe there already is and I just don't know about it yet, but still. That is there, and so yeah, this is just kind of the standard looking area under Anachronia. There's a couple of these, but then let's go ahead and climb down into the lair just to take a look at it. I'll just create a custom instance. Oh no, it does cost. Wait, does it free if you... No? I swear it was... Oh, I think I got it for free because it was a weekly thing. Wait, is this just a public instance? Oh yeah, there's acid on the ground. That's interesting. They actually made a public instance for this boss. But yeah, I mean, overall the arena is not that interesting looking. It's kind of boring, just like a flat grassy area. And then the bosses themselves, I mean, they're obviously the Rex Matriarchs. They're pretty much reskinned versions of the big game hunter monsters, which, I guess you could have kind of expected to have happen, but I mean, when you look at the Dagannoth Kings compared to their, regular Dagannoth counterparts, they're similar enough to be the same species, but definitely different, like quite a bit different in terms of the design and the look of them and stuff. While these things are pretty much the same exact design as the regular dinosaurs with just a color swap, which I mean, it's reusing assets, which is something they've tried to do quite a lot in the past few years to get more content out there with less effort. And not to say that they're being lazy with it, more so that, I mean, new stuff does take quite a lot of time to develop, especially given the graphical standard that RS3 has, is now being held up to. So, yeah. But anyways, that's just my thoughts on the looks and the area a little bit. Really weird and random area in the in Anachronia. This guy is seems like he's struggling a bit, but yeah. As far as the monsters themselves go, like I said, I have killed a few. I've done 5 KC here, so not like I've been grinding it or camping it or anything, but I mean, I killed this one a few times, that one and that one, I think once or twice each as well. I think I killed this one only once, but I mean, it only took one fight for me to figure out all the mechanics. It's pretty basic. Like you have this one that uses that frostbite attack near the start of the fight, which will give you a higher global cooldown, which is really annoying, but you can get rid of it pretty easily with his other spec where he makes the cracks appear, and you rapidly will gain adrenaline for a few seconds, which can be nice for popping your ult or doing something like that. So that one's okay. Kind of has some interesting mechanics. This one over here, the one that uses mage, is probably the easiest one, I would say, because it has the these cloud things that indicate where lightning is about to strike, and lightning will strike in a plus sign, kind of starting away from him and going in, and it's extraordinarily easy to avoid that, in my opinion. And then there's a geyser that will spawn after a bar above your head fills up, and you could just walk out of the way of that as well. So that one's pretty easy, although he'll sometimes throw a range attack, which is annoying. And then the range one over there is probably the worst one, because he'll spawn these acid pools which deal rapid poison damage. You kind of saw this guy demonstrate that. And then sometimes he'll do a charge, kind of like Raksha does, that'll hit you for like 5k typeless, which is pretty ridiculous. I'm not sure if that's something he'll just do randomly. I read on the wiki it might have something to do with either the pools or you standing too far away from him. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that hurts a lot. And then if you don't get rid of the acid pools by standing on them, he'll absorb them shortly after for a pretty big heal, which can be quite annoying. See, here goes the charge. You guys just saw 5,600 damage on that guy. So it did look like he maybe had walked away from him, but maybe that's just an ability that happens either way. I'm not sure. Again, I've only killed that one once, but still. It is supposed to be a mid-level boss, which is fair enough, and it is I guess I would consider it a more difficult version of the Dagonoth Kings in a way. Like it's similar with the 3, but there's really no reason or way you would ever want to be fighting all 3 of them at once, which I think is probably my biggest gripe with it, because the way that they had made it sound, or at least the way that I had interpreted what they had said before the release of this boss, was that you would be able to choose whether you wanted to fight 1 at a time, 2 at a time, or 3 at a time, and the more that you fought at once, the better your rewards would be. But that's simply not the case. Like, you go in here and you can attack any one of the 3 and fight them one-on-one. And if you want to fight more than 1 at a time for no reason and to make it harder on yourself, you can, but you're not going to get any better reward from it. So I was pretty let down by that aspect, that they're just literally standing here in this room together, and there's basically no reason that they're in the same room together, because you don't fight them at the same time, and doing so would just be a detriment to yourself more than anything else. So yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons I'm a bit disappointed with the release overall. But also the normal drop table of them is absolutely atrocious. I think when I was doing it, I got like 9 grimy toad flax, like 2 Arbuck seeds, and just a bunch of junk like that. And the special drops as well are not worth that much as far as I know. Like I think the spear pieces are probably worth the most, because the ring bits are really not a whole lot. I think I did already give my opinion on the rings in a previous video where I talked about them when they were revealed originally. But yeah, overall, I mean, again, it's a mid-level boss, so I can't be that disappointed with it. But For me, it's just kind of boring. I mean, I'm kind of comparing this with the Raksha release. I had a lot more fun doing that boss and learning it and figuring everything out. But with this boss, I mean, there's no struggle whatsoever. But it's kind of annoying in that even with pretty much maxed out gear, you can splash still. So you really are going to want to have to basically pick one of the three that you want to kill a bunch and then camp that one for like a full Zerker aura if you want to have a decent accuracy, which is kind of annoying. Like you can't really go kill 1, 2, 3 and bring like, you know, a full, ooh, rest in peace to that guy over there. Just took the fat L. But yeah, you can't really fight them all at once doing like a tribrid sort of switching method. Because you won't be able to have one of the accuracy auras equipped, and it'll make your hit chance pretty bad. They do actually like uniquely have specific weaknesses. Like this one's weak to fire spells. I think that one's weak to arrows, and this one's weak to stab. So maybe if you use those specific styles, you'll have a better shot at hitting them without a Zerker aura. But still, that's kind of annoying. I really don't like how they make these bosses have such high defense that you require auras. Like, really thought they were moving away from that, but I don't know. Hopefully it's not a thing for God Wars 3, but either way, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say on these things. Overall, not that exciting or interesting of a boss encounter, in my opinion. It feels a lot more like a Slayer boss fight than anything else, which is the same as Dagonoth Kings generally, so I guess it's not that surprising, but still. I really feel like having them this guy gets charged immediately right when he gets back in. But I do really feel like if they had incorporated some sort of aspect of being able to choose the number of them that you fight at a time and having substantially increased rewards for doing so would have really added a lot to what is otherwise a pretty boring encounter. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on the Matriarchs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like the boss fights? Do you not? Or whatever you think. And, you know, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. But yeah, the spear was released, and also the 4 things that you can upgrade the Dagonoth King rings with. Takes 10 of each of those rings to get the better version. The spear, I mean, doesn't seem that great. I think what does it have? I know it's tier 75. I think it's tier 75 accuracy and tier 90 damage. Yeah, it is. And also gives you 5% extra poison damage and 5% chance to apply poison when used. So, I mean, I think that'll probably be pretty good for Slayer tasks where you already have 100% accuracy. You get the tier 90 damage, and then and then also it'll be important that if you're able to poison those monsters on that Slayer task, it'll probably help out a lot for things like that. But anywhere else, I can't really see it being all that useful. So maybe something you want to pick up at some point. But I mean, there's 4 pieces to it, which is a bit of a reach there. And then of course there are 3 pets, one for each of the Matriarchs here. So yeah, that's pretty much that. It is also Combat Week this week, which brings along quite a few bonuses. And this, as well as the Skilling Week that was the previous week, are the same as the ones from the ones in January for the Grand Party. But I think this Combat Week actually has some additional things on top of that. So there's going to be no reclaim costs on death all week. So make sure you do some riskier things that you might not normally want to do, and you can, you know, leave your Ring of Death at home. Maybe try out some of the new rings that have just come out. But you'll also not lose Ring of Death charges on death, which obviously makes sense. If you are wearing it, you don't have to reclaim anything. There's increased luck on the rare drop table, which generally means almost nothing in my experience with that buff, so-called buff that they have sometimes. You have a reduction in the cost of swapping your archaeology relics around, which can be, you know, nice. Let me see if it actually says, because it doesn't say the amount on this post, but see, I don't know. I definitely want this version. But like, okay, so this is 1,000. I mean, I don't know what the normal cost is. It might be like 50% reduction, I feel like, because that might have been, yeah, 5,000 for that would make sense. Yeah, I think it's like a 50% reduction in swapping relics. So that's pretty good. If you want to swap yours around for different things, you can definitely do that now. You also have reduced invention drain rate, double Reaper points, double Slayer points, and double combat and Slayer XP. So if you want double, or if you want like 120 Slayer or you're not max combat, definitely the week to go out and train for sure. Ironman accounts will also get access to the no reclaim costs on death or Ring of Death charges, the increased luck on the red drop table, the reduced cost of relic swapping, the reduced invention rate, the double Slayer and Reaper points, but not the double combat and Slayer XP or the Elder Overload Golems, which are back from the Grand Party. You can see them here. Elder Overload Golems, you can just attack them and get an hour-long Elder Overload buff. So yeah, kind of crazy that those things exist in general, but yeah, that's something that they had previously. Anyways, let me see what else they have on here. They're going to be making the Wealth Evaluator permanent for everybody, so definitely don't buy it if you haven't done so already, as that'll be another thing that's coming free like they did with the action bars and the presets. I think they really need to do that with bank space as soon as possible, because that's probably one of the few remaining things that you still have to pay for. They also list here on the update page that challenge gems are now available at War's Retreat, and I mean, I see them sitting around here, but I think these are ones that people have placed to enter. Yeah. So I'm not sure where exactly you even get them. I thought they would be in the shop here and you'd have to buy them for Marks of War, but I didn't see them when I looked the other day, so I actually don't even know where you get the challenge gems from, to be honest with you. Let's see if I can find it, but they do have them sitting out there. People are probably using them quite a bit. I guess so you don't have to pay for them if people are just spamming them out like that. But previously, I think those were only available through Rune Coins, and you could buy them on the GE if you wanted to do it that way. Yeah, I'm not sure how exactly you get them, to be honest, but I'll probably have to look that up later. But that's pretty much everything for this week. Last week, they also had the skilling buffs, which were the same as the ones from January, and that included 50% increased XP in all the gathering skills, which was nice for people, I guess, that wanted to train. They're doing these bonus weeks because of the login lockout issues, and most people, I think, have their accounts back by this point, which is good. And that's, of course, why they felt comfortable releasing the new boss. And then the only other thing that I did miss in the updates was they did release the next mini quest in the 20th anniversary series that's going on this year. I have not actually had a chance to play that one, but I probably will at some point in the next few days or so. So they have, it's called Flashback, so I'm sure it's very similar to the first one, where you're kind of going back through some of the iconic quests in the game and doing some various things related to them. So looking forward to that. The first one was pretty cool. I like that little nostalgia trip they took you on there. And that also included a ninja strike that week, which was converting a bunch more pets to the pet interface instead of having them be items in your inventory, which I know people always have wanted them to do more often. So you could also override familiars with them as well, which, you know, I'm sure there's still tons missing from that list, but either way, that's pretty much it. Like I did say, I'm still working on the goal on the side. I've just been not playing quite as much as usual recently. Been up to some other things, building that new PC, new job, playing leagues, a bunch of other stuff. But probably get back into things here pretty soon. Definitely when God Wars 3 comes out, whenever that is. I think it's supposed to be this summer, but at this point, who knows with the login lockout pushing everything back. We'll have to wait and see, but do let me know your thoughts on the new boss in the comments, and let me know if you guys are doing any crazy stuff with all these new buffs for the combat week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.